Are we ready?
3, 2, yeah, we're live. Okay. Hey guys. Oh wait, Bonnie's back. Bonnie's back. Wait, let me just. Hey guys, it's Helpful Weekly with a rather controversial topic involving children's relationship with guns and if Nerf guns affect this mindset. So basically, we're going to be discussing whether or not Nerf guns affect a child's sort of relationship with a gun, which basically means, like, if you give them a Nerf gun, is it going to have any reaction of giving, is there going to be any difference of giving them a real gun? Let Freddie express his opinion.
I really believe that, although, I mean, they're not actually real bullets, but if you load a Nerf gun up, they're toy bullets, and it could influence maybe on when they're older getting into gang violence or something like that. And I really feel like, because they have Nerf guns and all that, they say they're harmless, obviously they are, because they're not real bullets, but, like, it could be threatening to some people, and it could, like, cause a real worry for parents, you know, towards whether or not these guys are actually going to be in gang violence, shooting crimes, all sorts of crimes and that. So yeah, that's really my opinion on the topic, Molly. Anything more to add?
Right, 1 minute. God's sake. Right, we're back. So, anyway, I just kind of feel like guns should not really be introduced to a child. Like, Kyle, I can't.
you'd like to add to that topic?
1 second. Right. So I just feel like the relationship with children and guns. You shouldn't really, although it's a toy gun. That's the whole perspective of it. That's if you give them a real gun, they're not necessarily going to take it seriously, because when you think about it, like, you have a Nerf gun, yeah, you've played with it, it's electronic, it's not going to hurt anyone, you've been taught that. Now, if you ever get introduced to a real gun within one of your peer groups aren't necessarily going to educate you on, well, this is a gun, it can hurt people. And especially you see in the media in America, things like that, because they have guns a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, showing off on that topic, obviously kids now joining like gangs like S17 and all of that. How do you think that affects parents' lives, and how do you think that affects their lives?
Well, obviously, with being a parent, especially if a kid gets involved in a gang, then it can introduce things like stress, anxiety, things like that. It's not very good, like, and it's all stemmed from a childhood toy, if that makes sense. I mean,
Yes.
a lot of people like have airsoft guns, or not airsoft guns, Nerf guns, and I, including myself, have had one. But obviously, I have been educated on the cons of a gun.
Just to make a add-on to that topic, has your mum ever questioned you about having a Nerf gun?
No.
Okay, that's good. Okay, next topic I would like to introduce. Now, last Sunday, you guys all knew that Doctor Who was back. However, there was a slight change in Doctor Who. Jodie Whittaker, a UK actress, is the first Doctor Who that is a woman in a good couple of years. Now, Charlie, I would like to hear your opinion first.
Well, obviously,
on how this will impact women's rights.
Well, obviously, we all know that society has been wanting to be equal with women. Like, there's been a lot of feminists that have fought for women's rights for years.
Yes.
And I feel like it's good that they're introducing a female character, because it gives it like a lot more in-depth story.
From a point that my mum made earlier to me, she said that it's not necessarily the first ever Doctor that is female in Doctor Who, but you know, if you get what I mean, it's the first Doctor that they've had that's female in a long time. I mean, that's certainly going to affect women's equality and opportunity and have a confident knock-on effect towards them and society. And I feel like society should not judge women by feminine, race, whatever, skin colour, whatever they are, their ethnicity, their gender. I feel like they should just open up to the world and equal. Women are women, and you shouldn't be sexist towards anyone. I think that's really good that the BBC and certainly TV are opening up to build a new character. Carry on with what you're saying, Charlie.
Well, obviously, as our like society develops, I feel like it's really good to influence younger viewers, because obviously you see like kind of teenagers and things watching Doctor Who, and even some of the young adults. I feel like that can influence them and give them the power that they need to express themselves and things.
Obviously, I myself have not ever watched Doctor Who. However, when I was in the cinema for the trailers, the adverts that they do, there was a snippet of a clip, like a trailer, and I thought it was really good. So I might start watching it. Anyway, next topic to add is, should there be an age limit towards trick-or-treating? Now, me personally, I don't think so, but Charlie, would you like to elaborate your opinion first?
I kind of think there should be an age limit. Not a legal age limit, or a limit that you'll get into trouble for. So, for instance, drinking alcohol, you have to be over the age of 18, which is completely understandable.
And also, adding to that, in America, you have to be over the age of 25 as well.
So, with trick-or-treating, I feel like you should be able to do it at any age. It's an event such as Christmas, Easter, and things like that. On Easter, it's more of based around a child's event, but then you still see adults giving each other gifts. Like, it isn't a big deal. With Halloween, the only problem that I see is if you're 40 years old and you're dressed up going around getting sweets. Like, it's a little bit weird, because society has made us think that. But I don't necessarily think that there should be an age limit. Like, so if you're over 20 something and you go trick or treating and want some Maltesers and you get arrested for like a day or two, I don't think it's really liable because it's literally one day, and if people want to do something on one day, you should really allow it. So,
Okay, are you done with that? Yeah, you're done with that topic?
Yeah.
Okay, I have another topic just to bring to you as a bonus, but we may have more. I may think of some along the way. So our next topic is, in your opinion, is Marvel movies sexist toward women?
No.
So your opinion, please.
Generally, I don't think so. There's been a lot of people saying Marvel's sexist and things like that, and obviously there's probably going to be people disagreeing with me and saying that I'm a male, so I'm generally going to disagree with it. But to be honest,
I don't necessarily think they're sexist. I just feel like the powers that women have in Marvel, they always have a man by them, and they always have fighting skills. They don't necessarily have powers except from Supergirl and Wonder Woman. And in Catwoman they more focus on appearance, and they cast, actresses on appearances nowadays rather than the way that they act.
Yeah, but that could also be said about men, but no one obviously wants to jump on that and talk about it. When you think every man that's on that in Marvel films, he has a 8-pack, not an 8-pack, a 6-pack, really like pumped up, like really athletic, strong. But then again, that's generalizing. That's not what every man walks around looking like that. Like, they've also picked out great looking actors or whatever to be in that movie. Like, you wouldn't see a skinny like 12-year-old in the film because that's just not what you see. But recently they have added things like in the Deadpool 2 movie, there's one of the main characters, I'm not even sure what his name is.
Domino.
Yeah, but obviously he doesn't fit that general standard, which is quite good. I'm not even sure if they've done that with females, but yeah.
I have another topic for you, if you don't mind, if you're not in no rush.
Okay.
Okay, in class the other day, in our school, me and Charlie's school, we were talking about, is Britain a racist country? Do you think Britain is a racist country? Yes or no? If so, then why? No,
because like the thing is, we're not. I mean, obviously, Anyway, if you are racist towards someone, that person that you was racist towards can report you to the police, and they'll be dealt with either a fine or like an arrest or something. I'm not sure how that works, but there's punishments towards it.
Yeah, adding on from that point, do you think London is a friendly community towards people?
Well, yeah, you see loads of different people with different ethnicities all the time. You see black people, you see white people. Like, it's a really diverse culture, I believe. Like, you come here and like, we give you free healthcare. We give you, actually no, you have to pay insurance, but still, we give you benefits and things like that. Like, if it's quite easy to get into the UK, I think. Especially my nan. My nan's actually from Germany, and she's been here for about 9 years.
Okay, my next topic. I don't know how limited this is going to be, but we'll just go with it while we've got it. So, my next topic is, okay, here's the topic. Do you think that America has more attractions than the UK is, so say if you was going on a day out.
Yep.
Do you think America has more attractions to people than the UK, and do you think that it would be better to explore in America than the UK? If so, then why?
So what do you mean, like restaurants and things?
Like supermarkets, conventions, theme parks. Well, out, really.
I feel like they have a lot more like bling and flash and lights and stuff, like compared to the UK. In the UK, like, we still have our fair share of like really nice places to go to. Yeah, obviously it's a lot more glamorous. Like, when you go to Hollywood, you'll surely notice the difference. There's like electronic billboards and things like that you can see.
You say have a Comic-Con, whereas we do have but we rarely have it. They have it like every year.
I think we have it in London and places like that though.
Yeah.
Like, we have Minecon and stuff.
I have another topic for you to discuss. Okay, do you believe that should be an age limit on, like, do you think that there should be an age limit on, like, shooting games? Or do you think that developers could like take all the blood away and make it a better game?
Well, obviously, it's completely up to the developers. If they want to do a violent, like, mature language game, I feel like that should be fully accessible, because obviously there are people that want proper mature content. They're not going to want to play 9-year-old games and things like that. Like, there are some people that are obviously older and more mature that want that. I feel like maybe they could allow an option whether or not you can have blood, whether or not you can have foul language, and like basically
fatalities,
yeah.
Sexuality, all sorts of stuff like that. Yeah, so I feel like that is you know, a very, very important part of games. So we don't know, we just think it's a game, but like, it could be based on real life. For example, in the Call of Duty series, there was a Call of Duty World War II game which based around World War II, and it could literally give you the most realistic example of World War II. And I'm sure you've played that, Charlie. Maybe.
No, I haven't.
You haven't? Okay. Yeah, that's good. Alright, next question is, do you think that... So, have you heard about the rice gum controversy in Hong Kong?
No.
Okay, then there's no point asking you that topic. Alright, here we go. Do you think that there was... If the KSI and Logan Paul fight was not a draw, in your opinion, who do you think was the winner?
Well, I obviously think that KSI was the winner, not because I'm a fan of him, but generally because how he was in the rounds. He obviously got a lot of hits on Logan Paul, and KSI has obviously even made a video why he won. I just feel like he was a better opponent, and I feel like they just want to.
I also want to add, did you think that the crew for Deji needed to throw in the towel?
Pardon?
Do you think that the training group for Deji like needed to throw in the towel? Or did you think Deji was more?
I mean, I'm not sure why they had to throw in the towel in the first place, but they, like, Deji really mucked up Jake Paul's face. He had blood everywhere. He, like, in my opinion, Deji should have won. Deji shouldn't have pulled out. Deji should have won. He would have won.
I have not. This isn't really a topic. This is just sort of a question.
It's just general. It's just general questions.
Stuff, really. What is, in your opinion, what is your favourite Sidemen video that you've ever seen?
I don't really watch the Sidemen, but I would probably say, the spelling bee.
The Sidemen spelling bee, the African edition.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. My next question to you is, now, obviously, you know that if you get your legs amputated, right? Like cut off, you get either a stump on your arm or leg, or a prosthetic. Now, obviously, I've got cerebral palsy. I know all about this. So I want to hear your opinion. How do you think having a stump or prosthetic feels?
I can't really make a judgment on how it would feel because, again, I've never really had that experience, so I don't generally know what it feels like, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Also, I want to ask you, do you think that PewDiePie is a bit overrated? Like, do you feel like he's at his time?
I mean, he's been doing YouTube for years, so I don't feel like he's overrated. I just feel he has a lot of supporters and things like that, because you can't really be an overrated YouTuber unless you're Ice Gum. So.
Okay, this was on the topic, but this was on the news the other day. There is such thing as midgets wrestling. Yes, I'm saying it. Midget wrestling. They are called the Dwarfinators. Okay.
Okay.
Please don't laugh. Do you think that there being dwarf wrestling, obviously we know that you should never discriminate anyone, but do you think that there being dwarf wrestling, you know, has an impact on their confidence? Do you think it should be banned because you're taking the myth out of midget wrestling? are putting them in danger, or do you think that it should be allowed?
I feel like it should be allowed on certain conditions. If they feel like they're enjoying themselves, if they feel happy, if they're liking it, then of course they should be able to keep it. It's like being given Coke, enjoying it, and then never being allowed it again. It's just unfair.
I mean, I personally believe that they should be able to do it. I don't know why they brought that into the news the other day, because I don't really think it was necessary. Just before I give you some more topics, is there any topics that you would like to question me about?
Okay. Let me think for a minute. What do you think about Call of Duty Black Ops 4 zombies? Their Roman time theme.
I mean, I feel like Call of Duty had its time, but I feel like them introducing these new concepts is kind of going to make it a lot more independent and kind of engrossing viewers. To be honest, I have a topic for you that I would like to shed some light on. Now, we know that most YouTubers swear. It's very apparent, right? Do you think that this one particular YouTuber, Dan CDM, is a genuine guy and doesn't swear because he wants to? Because we all know he swore once before, but that was in the past. Okay? Do you think he's a genuine guy and doesn't swear because he wants to? Or do you think that he doesn't swear for the money?
I think he doesn't swear because he knows there are children watching, and he understands that if he does swear, then he will get demonetized, or he will get age restricted.
I mean, yeah, because like when he was on Spider-Man, there was a lot of cussing in Spider-Man. It was kind of like he muted that. He muted the subtitles in the word. And I want to know, he obviously doesn't play age limit games under the age of 3 to 16. I mean, we know that. Do you think this is because of the money again? Or do you think he's a genuine guy and he just wants to have a family audience?
I just feel like he's gonna be doing what is appropriate for his fan base, because if you're, say for instance, you have adults watching, you're not gonna be playing some like really low game, like say for instance you're not gonna be playing Mickey Mouse games and stuff. If like you have a bunch of adults watching, you're gonna be playing stuff like Call of Duty and things like that. I just feel like he's just trying to entertain. That's really what I think he's trying to do, because he obviously, where he has a child audience, I just feel like he's trying to entertain.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. Is there any other topic you would share with me?
No.
Okay, I have another topic for you. Now, we as the UK, we know that America celebrates Black History Month like crazy, okay? But although we talk about it in our school lessons about Black History Month, like, do we think that we celebrate Black History Month enough in this country?
I'm actually gonna have another point lead into my answer as well. I feel like, you can't really celebrate something too much or too little. If, for instance, Christmas, if you open your presents and that's it, that's fine. You've still celebrated Christmas with your family, although it's not a very long time. You've still celebrated it in that sense. So with Black History Month, I feel like people should definitely be educated on what their race had to go through. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we know there's a lot of different races involved in our school, and we need to take in perspective how they feel towards us.
I mean, this is probably going to be quite controversial, but I feel like we should also have a White History Day as well, because when you think about our history in general, we have also gone through terrible events, like such as it wasn't only black people that were sold as slaves, it was also white people, and sometimes the black slaves were actually treated in far better conditions than they were in their origin.
Yes,
a lot of people only focus on the negative, like the plantations and how horrible it was. But sometimes the lucky ones, you would see them in like rich mansions, treated like with utmost respect.
I think I have a question for you, not necessarily about this podcast. Will this podcast be uploaded after the live stream?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. I have another question for you. Obviously, you know Tyler, my little buddy.
Who?
Tyler.
Yeah.
Okay, you know that recently he called 999 for his mother after she was found unconscious on the floor by him. But they didn't know whether she had seizure, collapsed, or fainted. He called 999 and said the ugly old witch has given my mum an apple. I need an ambulance immediately. Please come to my address. I need an ambulance. Now, obviously he's autistic. You know that. You've met Tyler.
Yep.
And he's been on the news recently. Do you think it's important that kids take responsibility for bringing an ambulance, or do you think that their parents or teachers should teach them?
I mean, you can't really put pressure on a child to do that, like if they're not mentally capable. Some kids in that situation don't know what to do. They get stressed and they start getting anxiety and panic attacks. The thing is, what I believe is you can't really put pressure on a child to do that. If a child is capable and comfortable with doing that in that situation, then sure. But you can't say that's a responsibility for a child. If my mum fell unconscious, of course I would call the ambulance and get them there straight away. But for other kids in their scenarios, it's obviously going to be a lot harder for them to deal with it. I feel like they can't blame a child for not calling an ambulance, or if a child found his mother unconscious and he's not entirely sure of what's going on, you can't then put pressure on that child to call an ambulance.
Okay, I have another topic here.
Okay.
I think for both of us. The TV show Bad Education, we know it finished its 3 seasons and it revamped a movie a couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago, something like that. Yeah? Okay, so do you think they should make a remake of Bad Education?
Yeah.
As to what they would be like after they left school, left Alfie Wickers, or Jack Whitehall as he's known in real life, and went to college?
Yeah.
And what is your reason for that?
Because it was an amazing series and I just want to see more of the actors.
Alright, okay, that's cool. Okay guys, we have a Q&A, so any questions that you guys want to ask me and Charlie, if we have any viewers. Do we have any viewers?
Let's have a look. We don't.
Okay, that's fine. That's no problem. Okay, I have a question for you, Charlie, about the recent Venom movie that has come out. Do you think Venom should have been rated R, or do you think it should have been a 12A?
I feel like it depends, because I haven't even seen the movie yet. If it has foul language and things, I feel like it should be rated. Personally, I would like to see it myself, but obviously I can't because I'm under that age.
And you probably won't pass for a 15 anyway. I mean, see the size of this kid, really.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just dished you on live TV on YouTube. Alright, I have another question for you. I mean, obviously, we know that...
Alright. Right, I've got to go.
Okay, bye.
Alright, bye.